The build-up to Canada's elections has been extraordinary, but now voters across the country are having their say at polling stations all over the country, including this one here in Ottawa. There's a long line of people outside of this polling station earlier, across some of the other polling stations that I'd witnessed as well. A sense of excitement almost that they're now having the chance to cast this vote. As I say, this is being seen as a very important election, given of course it takes place against the backdrop of this trade dispute with the US, as well as of course these question marks that the US President Donald Trump has said against Canada's sovereignty, suggesting it should become the 51st US state. Of course, those remarks calling Justin Trudeau, the former Prime Minister, Governor Trudeau. So against that backdrop, of course, we've now seen this incredible shift in the polls as well. At the start of the year, the Conservatives held a plus 20-point lead in the polls. That, though, has now shifted. Latest polls had the Liberal Party with Mark Carney as the new leader as well, having a slight lead in those polls. How that all carries out, it's now up to, of course, the voters as to whether those polls will be proven correctly. This is the poll now that matters.
It usually goes Liberal, Conservative, but so people were thinking we were going to go Conservative after the Liberal, but no, this is amazing. But it's also making us really take a look at the person themselves and their policies and not just the party.
Is the tariff, it is really going to hurt the Canadian economy. So I think whoever is going to be Prime Minister should be able to talk to Trump and be able to negotiate a good deal so that we don't go into a recession.
First of all, I want to see us get rid of the interprovincial barriers. Second of all, I want to see good strategy dealing with Trump, and I want to see a good strategy for becoming more efficient in terms of the government. I want things to move faster. I want there to be less bureaucracy, less cost, obviously, in terms of that kind of control, and more investment in people and growth.
I think we have so much work to do just internally, and like they've said, politicians have been saying the past little while, is if we can break down internal trade barriers, right, we can increase the economy by 200 billion or whatever the numbers are. I think we need to start with that. Like, why can't we open up here first and then start to build other opportunity? We missed the opportunity with Japan as well to sell off our natural resources. The stuff with Europe right now and energy dependence. So there's so many opportunities, so many different avenues that you just wonder why we haven't taken advantage, why we haven't built these things up, and why hasn't it been a priority. And I understand that there's going to be a transition for resources, but at the same time, should that not mean that we kind of take advantage of that now and sell off as much as we can and use that money like other countries are doing to then build a better economy, build a better green future?
Just from knowing that it's been a lot of early polling this year, a lot. So I think people are really anxious to get out there and vote. So that's really important. And yes, of course, what's happening with the United States. We see what's happening, and Canadians are smart. I think we're going to learn from it and say it's not going to happen here.
As I say, voters across the country having their say in what they see as one of the most important elections in recent times. Dan Williams, CGTN, Ottawa.